Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to the third video and layout with my washi tape mini series here on my YouTube channel. If you have not seen the intro or all the other washi tape videos that I've created, make sure that you check out my playlist for the washi tape series, and I will try to link that up here if I remember and if I get all of them done before I have to upload them all. Anyways, so in the beginning I was showing a pattern paper, and that's going to be the background for my page, and that was actually also the inspiration for the color scheme for this layout. The paper had some black, some hot pink, some orange, a light blue, and then a light pink. And so that's basically the colors that I pulled with my washi here. And I have a little visitor. As you can see, my little guy is rummaging through all my stuff. Now, before I continue, let me show you this washi. Now, this is a doodlebug washi, and I've had this, I would say, for maybe 4 years or so. Anyways, because I haven't been using my washi, here is an example of how they've just stuck together on the roll. And so I don't think that the issue with washi has something to do with the quality, like if you buy your washi with a brand name versus like maybe buying it at a discount store like say Daiso. I think it's just that the nature of it, even though they're low tack, but if you haven't used it, I guess it gets stuck in the roll. And so I was a little bummed that I have to toss away that whole roll of washi, but then again, I have a lot more, so I shouldn't be so sad about it. And so I ended up just, again, trashing that, and then I will be pulling out a few more blues from my stash just so I can complete the color scheme. So what I'm doing here is, again, I am putting my washi onto white cardstock. This is a Vanessa trick. If you guys know my friend Vanessa, she was the one that I know have introduced this particular tip, which is that you put your washi onto white cardstock, and white does really work well because it is white, it's a neutral color, and so your design or the colors and the design of your washi won't be affected by the background. Now I am putting this on just white scrap cardstock because the thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut out some die cut circles out of it, because I wanted to see how well the washi, when it's on a cardstock, how well it goes through the die cut machine. And you will see that it actually goes through pretty good. So my paper, it's not a very thick paper. It's one of those cardstock that you can buy like 50 in a pack at say Michael's or Joann's. So it's not like 100-pound textured cardstock. I think that is also a factor to it. So I've just added the strips that I wanted. Again, the color scheme that I used was from that pattern paper. And I think that's another way that you can get inspiration, is if you have some existing pattern papers or your background and they're multicolored, you can use that as your design. So I'm going to run this through my Cuttlebug, and so I'm just laying that all in there, and I did make sure that the washi was kind of, the actual tape was off of the white cardstock, so that the tackiness of the edges, I could tuck that in to my board or my mat, and it will assist in keeping that from moving around. So I just had to move it so that I can get as many circles as I can using this nested circle die from My Favorite Things. You've seen me use this before. This is my one and only nested circle die. I have, oh actually I take that back. I have another nested circle die, but there's only 3 of them, and it's one of those stitch dies. But this one I love. I use it all the time, and so yeah, it's my favorite thing. So I just ran that through my die cut machine, and as you can see, it was cutting seamlessly. There was no problem. I did run it 2 times, front and back, but I think that because the paper is thin enough that I didn't have any issues. If it was a textured cardstock, I might have a little bit of an issue, but with this one, it was just the perfect weight for my washi. So now that I have that, why am I making all the circles? Because I wanted to use these as accents to my page. And my page is going to be a single page layout. And as you can see, I am starting off with that background paper. I will be covering most of that up with this grid paper, and that's totally fine with me because I feel like if I just put my photos on top of that it will just be too busy. So I needed a buffer, and since I have a lot of pattern papers anyways, it's okay for me to layer them. And of course I have to trim this grid paper a little bit just so that you can see that colorful paper in the background peeking through. Now I also decided to gut that paper, and it has some hearts on the back side of that, and these are papers from a Project Life 12 by 12 paper pack that I bought a Tuesday morning. I want to say like 2-3 years ago. It was a long time ago, and so I just wanted to use that up. And this particular paper kit or collection was kind of a not neutral, but it didn't have a very distinct theme, so it can go with everyday photos. I have 3 3x4 photos, and these are just kind of what I call everyday photos that I took. I think this was 2017 or maybe 2018 if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it was officially the end of wrestling season for my oldest, and so I decided, and it was a Saturday, and so I decided to treat the kids for some ice cream even though it's winter time. But during wrestling season it gets really busy here in our household because my son always has a wrestling tournament on Saturdays, so my poor 2 kids have to stay home, and my daughter watches my youngest. So I feel like when wrestling season is over, everybody deserves a treat, even if my 2 older kids did not actually wrestle, but they are just so patient with, you know, staying home and being okay with not having a life for about 2 months because their brother is very busy, and I am busy too because I'm of course cheering him on during those wrestling tournaments. So anyway, so now that I have somewhat where I want the circles to be, I'm pulling out this washi. It's this pink scallop washi from, I think this one is from Doodlebug. And I like these kinds of washi because they can create a border and there's already the scallop there. So I thought that they're nice. They're kind of a different look to the usual like straight on like rectangle type washi that we always see. So even though this is technically still a strip of washi, the sides that don't have the scallop borders is pretty much clear, so all you really see is the scallop, and I thought that was really nice. So I used the back side, or the side, the part that I gutted, I use that to mat my photos. I have been matting my photos with pattern paper recently. If you have watched the other 2 videos that I have, I just think that, you know, nowadays when you have a lot of pattern papers, especially for me, I have a lot of pattern papers still in my stash, I just decide to mat that, or mat my photos with that as well instead of using some cardstock. I just think that it's kind of a nice change from what I've been doing, and sometimes when you do a little bit of marginal adjustments to your crafting, I feel like it boosts your creativity and, you know, just makes something different other than what you're used to. So I'm just adding now my paper. I'm going to start off by adding the second background piece, or should this be the foreground? I don't know how you call that, but I'm going to add that. And then of course I'm going to add my photos and then also my journaling. So my journaling was printed off where it could be cut as strips, but like the other layouts that I've done, I'm just too lazy to cut them in strips. So they're going to be as a block as well, just because it works for me. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm working with kind of a more centered layout or centered design where the photos and the stories are in the center, and of course that leaves me room on the sides, and that's why the circle accents work perfect for that. So with my title, I am going to actually do my usual one where I use 2 different fonts for my title. So I'm going to grab this Adventures part from a thicker set, and then I'm going to put that. It's a kind of coppery glittered foam stickers. It's really cute. I think this is from a Amy Tangerine line, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to use some mini stickers from My Mind's Eye, and I am going to spell out ice cream to complete a title that says Ice Cream Adventures. And I decided to go with the yellow one just to pull out if you can see in one of the photos, I actually took a picture of the name of the ice cream shop, and the banner where the name of the ice cream shop is placed has a yellow color to it, and so I'm kind of mimicking that just so that there's a little bit of balance on the layout, so that I'm not pulling a color that's not already existing on the page or on the photos as well. So now I'm here just trying to figure out I'm going to mess around with the way the circles are until the very end, until I adhere, just because I feel like, I don't know, circles, I mean, they could go however, but I just feel like sometimes they need to be moved a little bit more before I'm happy with their placements. So I am also going to decide to adhere some of them with some foam adhesive so that you will have some raised edges and dimension to this layout as well. So I hope that you guys are liking my washi tape videos so far and have been gaining or getting some inspiration to use up your own washi stash. I'm kind of curious if you've recreated or used any of the ideas that I've shared. If you have, make sure that you share it in the description box below if you've shared it on any kind of social media or even in kind of like a scrapbook.com forum, because I'd love to see and send you some love on your project. So the problem I have with longer videos is that I run out of things to say in between me sharing what is on the layout. I am really honestly, I'm usually just used to talking for like 5 minutes, but now my videos, but I mean, it's good that my videos are longer. You see more of the process, but really, I am running out of things to say. I think next time when I have a long video, maybe I'll grab some of the questions that has been asked on my YouTube channel, kind of left in the comments, and maybe answer those, just so because I don't like not empty space, but yeah, quiet silence. I think that's what I'm trying to think of. I'm not very good with silence, so I have to think of a way to fill in the silence that I currently have with my voiceovers. So anyways, let's go back to the layout. These stickers are from a summer sticker sheet from Echo Park, and it just happened to have some ice cream details or accents to it, so I figured I'd pull that out, even though this layout is not summer related, but I felt like the ice cream just fit perfectly. I mean, why wouldn't I put it, right? Because I mean, we're talking about ice cream shop over here. We're talking about the ice cream treats, so might as well use that, because I'll never know if I would have a summer ice cream related item to share. But anyway, so that's basically my layout. I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding any more things to this. Don't know if I'm adding some enamel dots. We'll see at the very end. I don't think I do. It's been a while since I created this layout. But anyways, these are my close-up videos, or close-up pictures rather, and I will catch you guys in another video. Bye!